Alec Baldwin faces charges after Russ tragedy. Around a year ago, in October 2021, Alec Baldwin was directly responsible for a tragedy that resulted in the death of one of the crew members on the set of Russ. While there has been a considerable delay in holding Baldwin accountable and pressing charges against him, it looks like we might finally see a closure to the case. But could Baldwin be convicted and be put behind bars? And why has there been considerable delay until now? We shall find out in this video. Stay tuned. So, back in October 2021, a live bullet came out of a prop gun during a rehearsal for the movie Russ, resulting in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The gun was pointed at the camera, which Hutchins and director Joel Sousa were standing behind. The bullet hit both of them, and the cinematographer unfortunately died in the hospital. By now, most of you know that it was actor Alec Baldwin who was behind the accident, as he was the one holding the gun when the incident happened. However, he claims that he's not responsible. The 30 Rock actor told George Stephanopoulos during a December 2021 interview on ABC News, "The trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never." Baldwin then claimed that someone must have put a live bullet in the gun, unbeknownst to him and potentially anyone else on set. The actor and producer continued to claim that he never pulled the trigger, explaining to Chris Cuomo on August 17 episode of the Chris Cuomo Project how fanning the hammer of the gun can make it fire without pulling the trigger. But in recent FBI reports acquired by ABC News, forensic analysis determined that somebody had to have pulled the trigger in order for the gun to have fired. With this new evidence, it seems that Baldwin is eager to place the blame on someone else. While no one seems to know how a live bullet ended up in the gun, FBI reports say that the revolver was in working order, and Alec Baldwin would have had to cock the gun and pull the trigger in order to fire it, as per Newsweek. Now, the actor is focusing on who he thinks is responsible for the incident, and the finger points to the armorer and props assistant Hannah Gutierrez-Reed and the assistant director Dave Halls. Alec Baldwin explained this to CNN in an interview this August, saying, "Someone put a live bullet in the gun who should have known better. That was Gutierrez-Reed's job. Her job was to look at the ammunitions and put in the dummy round or the blank round, and there wasn't supposed to be any live rounds on the set." He continued, "There are two people who didn't do what they were supposed to do. I'm not sitting there saying I want them to, go to prison, or I want their lives to be hell. But I want everybody to know that those are the two people that are responsible for what happened." Gutierrez-Reed, however, believes that she was sabotaged. "I believe that somebody who would do that would want to sabotage the set, want to prove a point, want to say that they are disgruntled, they are unhappy," Gutierrez-Reed's attorney Jason Bowles told Today in November 2021. Now, while Baldwin may have escaped criminal charges, for now, many still pointed to Baldwin's multitude on the set safety concerns and wondered whether or not he would be able to ever work in Hollywood again. Well, a new casting decision means that the 30 Rock actor could reportedly be fully returning to the spotlight, but in an unexpected medium. While Alec Baldwin is most famous for his on-camera roles in movies like The Departed and Glengarry Glen Ross, he is said to be attempting to make his comeback by returning to stage acting. According to the New York Post, Tony winner Matthew Warchus will be directing Baldwin in the revival productions of the play Art by Yasmina Reza. The source also claims that the fellow screen and stage actors Tony Shalhoub and John Leguizamo will star alongside Baldwin in the originally French play from the 1990s. While Baldwin's exact role has not been revealed, Art features 3 male leads, which are most likely filled by Baldwin, Shalhoub, and Leguizamo. But wait a minute! It isn't going to be all smooth sailing for Baldwin, all because he's tried hard to paint a picture of his innocence to the world. The law doesn't work like that. In its latest funding request, the Santa Fe County District Attorney's Office has said that up to 4 people, including the actor, could be charged for the death of cinematographer Hutchins if prosecutors decide criminal charges are warranted. The district attorney's office speculated on the possible charges in a request to state officials late last month that asked for additional funding to cover the costs that would be incurred if charges were brought, which would result in several high-profile trials. While the district attorney, Mary Carmack Altweiss, made it clear in her funding request that her office had not yet decided whether to bring charges. However, she noted that her office could charge up to 4 people. A document attached to the funding request said, "One of the possible defendants is well-known movie actor Alec Baldwin." Ms. Carmack Altweiss also told board members in the meeting on September 20, "It has become apparent that we will be potentially charging between 1 and 4 people with criminal charges. Each of those charges will probably include some variations of our homicide statute. However, there isn't any confirmation yet, as her office would need to hire a prosecutor devoted to the case full-time, a special investigator, a public information officer, a paralegal, and several experts. Nothing has been done so far, so don't expect the judgment to come anytime soon. Well, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching this one. Thank you for watching.